All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the second part of the show, we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Just talking about a couple things, downplaying the minicamp absence as well as uh, if he's going to play. Well, he's unsure if he's going to play beyond 2024. And this is what he said. So he made an appearance on the Pardon My Take podcast. And talking about 2024, he said, I don't know, I'm not sure. This one for sure, I wanted to do two good ones to give us a chance to retire a Jet, win two Super Bowls. Still got to win one, of course. Yeah, so that was his goal. Then he also said, the thing that people don't understand was that when I was in the NFC North years ago, there used to, so he's talking about minicamp. Years ago, there used to be a real thing called minicamp where it was 5 practices in 3 days. Now it's not minicamp. They can put a tag on whatever week of OTAs they want and say this is the minicamp week, which makes it more mandatory than the other weeks. But it was an OTA schedule. That's how words can be a little deceiving from time to time. It can make a story about how I missed a minicamp when it was really 2 OTA days. I came to the first 10. So, yeah, he kind of brushed off the, missing mandatory minicamp. And I know there's been a divide on it. You're in the camp of, well, he should have been there. And then you're in the camp of, well, he's Aaron Rodgers. He can do whatever he wants. Now, I was kind of in the second one, the second group, that I just didn't think it was that big of a deal just because it's Aaron Rodgers. But I do understand that, from a Jet fan perspective, you want these guys to gel. Rodgers missed a lot of time last year. Well, pretty much missed the whole year outside of 4 plays. And the pressure is on the Jets this year. There's a lot of pressure on Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, this group of guys to get it done. And when your quarterback isn't there, and you got Tyrod Taylor now taking first team reps, yeah, it's not a good look. But like I said, I'm in the camp of it's not a big deal, and that this is not going to impact the season. But I do understand. He should be out there gelling with these guys, getting as many reps as possible because he only played 4 snaps last year. So, and the Jets have some other issues as well. Hassan Reddick is not reporting to camp. He's still looking for that new deal. So that trade has looked great so far for the Jets. And who knows if that's ever going to get done because he was supposed to be the replacement for Bryce Huff. So it's just another distraction for the Jets. But yeah, back to Aaron Rodgers, though. Also, we'll get to that in a second. But, yeah, back to Aaron Rodgers, though. Look, I mean, you look at the beginning of the season. I mean, I think the Jets' season is doable outside of the first part of their schedule. Outside of the 49ers game, I mean, they got some easy games on their schedule against the Titans, the Patriots, the Vikings. There are winnable games on that schedule. So, yeah, the Jets may lose in week 1, but they can get off to a good start, and then you go from there. But, it's just, I do understand that, and we'll see what happens with Rodgers getting the reps. Is he going to play in the preseason? He may not. He played against the Giants last year, but who knows? Maybe they keep him out. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But also, I did see that the Jets, which I saw a comment saying, wow, that shows that we're old. Now, me being 24. So the Jets are bringing back the uniforms that they wore, from 2010. Well, even before that. When I started watching when was the last year that they wore those uniforms? I guess it was it 2017? I guess it was 2017. Was the last time they wore those uniforms. Which, honestly, I liked those uniforms. I don't know why they... Now, the uniforms they have now, I think, are better. But, from 2018 to last year, yeah, they could have did without those uniforms. I mean, they got changed slightly. But, yeah, I mean, the early 2010s and before that as well. I don't know why the Jets got rid of those uniforms, and if you know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But yeah, so they're bringing it back. They're bringing back those for a week. So I just wanted to bring that up as well. So, but yeah, back to Rodgers though. He just doesn't think it's that big of a deal. And yeah, I mean, I guess the first time we're going to see him play is against the 49ers in week 1. That's going to be the first time that we see some game action from Rodgers. Now, if it were me, I'd maybe have him go out there and play like a series, for that dress rehearsal game in one of the preseason games. I'd have him do that just so he at least, gets up to speed, and this offensive line could get some reps together. I think that's probably the smart thing to do. But then on the other hand, you could be like, well, you don't want to risk him getting hurt. Well, then you could say, but he's going to be playing, in the regular season. He could get hurt during the regular season. So it's a constant back and forth. I think he should play a little bit in the preseason, even if it's just a series, just to at least get some game reps. So that's just my opinion on it. And then, when talking about, if he's going to play beyond 2024, I think, I think because he made some comments about this early on, it's all about, I guess, how he plays this year. Like, if he plays really well, then he continues to play. But, if it ends up ending similar to last year, then, maybe he hangs it up. I hope he plays well and hangs it up, so we can, go out on a high note as opposed to last year, which he thought he was going to end up leaving, or end up retiring. He thought about it, but then said, I'm going to continue to play. So, and we got Adam Assad in the chat saying hi, hello. What's going on, Adam? How you doing? If you got any football questions, let me know. But anyways, yeah, so we'll see. I mean, he's one of the last quarterbacks from that era that's still playing. So, once he goes, you got Stafford still playing. You could throw Russell Wilson in that group too. I mean, once those guys go, that's it, And you got Joe Flacco still playing. He's, backing up Anthony Richardson. But yeah, we're approaching the end of that era of quarterbacks, which once Rodgers and Stafford and, like I said, those guys go, that's it. That's really it. Adam said, "Good. What about you?" I'm doing fine. Just it's another Tuesday. As we get closer to the season. Who's your favorite streamer / YouTuber? I'm gonna have to say Tom Grossi. I had him on my radio show when I used to do those at my school, at my college, and great to talk to, and has really been making it big these last couple of years. I mean, I think it's safe to say he is a celebrity now. The YouTube channel is really doing well, and I could sit here and say I was able to talk to him. So I would probably say him. And now with football season coming back, going to be watching him a lot more. And I know he was talking. He did a video on the Jordan Love situation yesterday, and he kind of downplayed it. Which, yeah, I'm in that camp too. I don't think it's that big of a deal. The Packers are going to get a deal done with him, and it might be as early as Friday. And Adam Schefter said that he could become the highest paid player in NFL history. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, how do you think the Packers feel? They moved off of Rodgers, and they look like they made the right decision by doing that. Now we got to see how Jordan Love does in year 2 now being the starter. But for the moment, Packers look like they did the right thing. But I did say last week that we can't truly evaluate this trade that the Jets made until Rodgers calls it quits or something. because we still got this year. Let's see how this year goes. Adam says, have you ever played professional football? No, I have not. I have not. Do I look like I've played in the NFL? I mean, I'm just playing with you, but do I look like I've played in the NFL? Now, there were a couple times where you thought, hey, I'd like to play football, but I like playing it for fun, not mainly in the NFL. He said. So I play the Turkey Bowl with my friends once a year. I do that. But no, I haven't played in like the UFL or high school football yet. No, I did not. Did not. I did go to a meeting, but I was like, yeah, not for me. Not for me. I just like playing for fun. I played when I was younger. But yeah, no. Not really. I played baseball. Well, not for the school, but for my town, which I wasn't the greatest. But again, that's why I'm doing this. This is what I'm trying to do is talk about sports. When the careers didn't get off the ground, we kind of were like, you know what? Maybe talking about sports could be my thing. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, so we don't really know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to continue to play after this year? Is he going to call it quits? Who knows? I said, it really is all going to depend on his play. If he goes out there, plays really well, Jets make the playoffs, then you know what? Maybe he does stick around. But if it's another year where it's plagued by injuries, probably going to call it quits. And I don't want to see that. I want to see him play forever, but it's just not going to happen. I don't think we're going to see him play to 45 like we did with Tom Brady, especially because he's coming off of the injury the kind of injury that he had. So, and Tom Brady, the most significant injury for him was the torn ACL, and that was back in 2008. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think though about Aaron Rodgers. How do you guys see him performing in 2024? Let me know in the comments. And do you think this is his last year playing? So before we go to break, just want to remind you guys once again to tip or donate and get your comments recognized. Make sure to go to the following link. That is GSMCPodcast.net. Really helps the show, makes the show more interactive between myself, the host, and you guys, the viewers. Again, that is GSMCPodcast.net. And as always, it is displayed on the ticker at the bottom of the show segment down below. So when we come back from our second break of the show, we will talk about Saquon Barkley and, what he said in that little clip of him being interviewed, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on it when we return from our next break. So with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.